Hello, everyone. So I'm going to ask you about stress. What is it that actually causes you to be stressed? I want you to think of a situation. I want you to think of a conversation, whatever it is. What is it that causes you stress? And then I'm going to make a statement because I think, it's not always the situation, which is what we think of. It's the situation that's causing me stress or the relationship that's causing me stress. But what if I said to you that it might be that you feel powerless in that situation, or maybe you feel a diminished capacity to be able to accomplish it. You just don't feel capable. You don't feel like you have all that you need to be able to accomplish the task. Now that can happen, say for me, if I have to do something with my computer and I'm not sure how to make it happen. Just recently, my computer did an update and I've lost some of the emails I needed to send in for my book. That can cause me a lot of stress and it's been taking far too long and weeks in order to get this whole thing figured out. And so stress. So it's that feeling I can't do anything about it. You've got a loss of ability maybe, and a loss of power in your current situation. So you're just kind of feeling this whole overwhelm, and it's causing you stress because you have to get it done. So those are some of the things. Another thing that can cause stress is that you're reminded of a past event. You want to be able to put something behind you, but you can't. At the death of my first husband, there was some stress that was around that because I wanted to deal with the emotional part of it, but there was things I needed to do. I needed to go and I needed to talk to I needed to go in and I needed to get some things sorted out with the insurance. I needed to go to his job. There was things I needed to do, unpleasant things, places I needed to take a copy of the will and send it in or take it in. And this was stressful. My own health started to tank at that time. Stress, it just brought stress. And so if you're reminded of a past event that caused you stress, that can be say something like a divorce. Maybe you have to go to court all the time and that's not finished yet, and so there's stress around that. Maybe it's an unpleasant conversation that you have to have with somebody and it's coming, and either you're the one bringing it up or that other person wants to talk about something that you don't want to talk about. These are all things that cause stress because what it is, it's underneath all of those things, those underlying emotions that we might be feeling is a sense of vulnerability. And it's that vulnerability more than it is the actual situation that's making you feel stressed. You feel vulnerable. You feel powerless. You feel naked and exposed. You might feel there's fear. You might feel that feeling of being incapable. Maybe you're moving, maybe you've had a promotion, maybe you've had a demotion, maybe you're feeling threatened verbally or emotionally or physically. Maybe there's a situation where you feel like, something you've done or not done has caused you to be in an environment that you're uncertain of how it's going to turn out. And that's going to make a big shift in your world. So maybe you've had a death of a loved one. Death brings a lot of stress with it because there's a lot of things that need to be tied up. There can be emotional stress, financial stress with that can also be a part of it. Maybe you've lost your career or something, and maybe there's, like I said, that conflict with family and friends. And so these are all things that can cause us stress, but it's the emotional feelings that we have underneath that we don't know how to deal with those particular things that have come up. Those are the things that we need to work on so that we can process the stress, so that we can look at the stress and we can function and navigate our way through in a powerful and positive way. Because stress doesn't need to overtake you. It doesn't need to take you out. So I'm going to give you one tool. The tool that I gave you the last time I was speaking to you is to become aware of what is going on in your body. So important. What's going on in your body? What's happening inside of you? How are you feeling? Are you feeling vulnerable? Are you feeling afraid? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Where does that overwhelm come from? Is it a divorce situation? What is it that's causing you stress? Pinpoint it, and then what's happening in your body? Are you feeling that tenseness? Are you feeling upset stomach, like you want to throw up? What are you feeling in the situation? And then, so what I'm going to say here is learn to be able to detect that stress early on, when it's a lower level than a 10. If we can begin to realize that I'm not sleeping well, so I must have stress in my life, what's causing me stress, and then begin to take that apart so that it doesn't have to lead you and guide you and cause havoc in your life, that's a great place to be. So that's my tip today. If you're feeling stressed in any way, shape, or form, begin to work on it today instead of putting it off until tomorrow. So learn to detect what level your stress is at and then just begin to pull it apart. And if it's a low level, that's even better, right? Because then you're not going to get to the level 10 because you're going to deal with it right now. So that's my tip for the day. Have a great one.